Hi, all. Welcome to a new episode of the Week podcast. I'm Riyad Matthew. When you're one of the greatest all rounders of all time, the only player with 400 wickets and 5,000 runs in Test cricket, your legacy does the talking. As India go into another World Cup as one of the favourites, this 40 years after drawing first blood in 1983, the legendary Kapil Dev sat down for a freewheeling interview with the Week. The youngest captain at 24 to win the ODI World Cup, he recounts the memories and the dynamics of the now legendary team he led. He also speaks his mind out on the current players, the IPL, BCCI and India's chances at the 2023 World Cup. So couple BJ's Ayaz and I was like, he's now consulting sports editor. So we said we'll just do an interview with you because 40 years of after you lifted the World Cup, and now we are heading into another World Cup. So we just thought we'll talk a bit about what you went through.
That.
Yeah. As a captain, you went at a time when, how do you put it? Ayaz was there to cover it. It was the time when we didn't expect to win the cup. India was not the favourites to win the cup. And you had a team, and Ayaz was telling me it's a very interesting team because there was you, there was Roger Binney, there was Kirmani, there was, Sandhu, a mix of everybody. There were seniors, Gavaskar, and, this young captain. And what was the mood like when you guys went?
I think in the beginning, it was very simple. Let's play. And once they start winning the matches, the thought process changes. And cricket is only that, I believe, once you start believing you can do it, the things change. And I don't blame my team because we never won anything we didn't have. But I think before that series, West Indies was given us the glimpse that we can actually play one-day cricket. Before that, we didn't have that attitude, neither we have a mindset.
Right.
Because we learn very traditional cricket, play on we, play this, don't do anything. And one-day cricket doesn't believe that.
Yeah.
One-day cricket believe you have to get runs. And I think that West Indies win in West Indies was given us a lot of boost. And I must say that the first win changed the attitude.
At Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford. And still few people were unsure, okay, fine, it's okay. I think once we reached Zimbabwe, then the mindset changed. It was after that only 3 matches, but then the entire team started believing we can win it from any situation.
Right.
And that was more important.
I read this, statement by Sunil Gavaskar. He said if you can attribute the 2 things why we won the World Cup was, one is because there was a good captain change at that time. We had a young captain who really, brought energy to the team. He said that was Kapil. And the second thing he said was Chika's energy on the field after each wicket that went. He said these 2 factors played a big role.
I would say character. If you have 11 Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin or Rahul Dravid, it's not going to help the team.
Yeah.
Because they are so much deep into the cricket. But if everybody is like that, then it's very difficult to make it a dressing room a lighter place.
Yeah.
And that's why I said in our team was only that they had character. And you need Shrikant, you need Harbhajan, you need Yuvraj, people like that in the team. Even you look at any Hindi movie or Tamil or Telugu or whichever movie you see,
Character artist.
you need character artists to lighten up the situation. And I would say our situation was, God was kind, and we had that situation where we had Sandeep Patil, where we have Sunil Gavaskar, totally different, where he focused him totally different. You have Shrikant. If you want to get Shrikant out, don't talk to him. Don't let anybody talk to him. If I'm playing against him, don't talk to him. He want to talk. He want to unwind himself.
Yeah.
It's a very simple thing. Like Ajay Jadeja. He's like that. He always talk to the wicket keeper, goes to the umpire, talk to somebody. Because they don't want to start thinking like that.
Right, right.
And somebody like Sachin, Rahul, and Sunil, you talk to them,
Yeah. Yeah.
unwind themselves. The same thing, Javed Miadar, don't talk to him. If he try to say something, ignore and go. He will get frustrated.
Right.
In cricket, that's very, very important. You have a character, but if all the character are the same type, then it's not going to win what you're looking for.
Right. So I asked.
It is very interesting you say all of this, Kapil. And what was Kapil Dev's character? How did you see yourself? This was your first, not
my-
first, second assignment as captain.
My character was where I come from. I would say never give up.
Yeah.
Not I'm trying to boast myself, neither I ever believed that, but that attitude was never give up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even 10 runs remain, never give up.
Right.
And that was what I brought into the team. You don't have to tell Sunil Gavaskar or Dalibin Sarkar or these players how to play. They all know better than me. But sometime we were coming out of that regional thing.
Right.
You know, they are from Bombay, they are from Delhi, they are from, South.
Right.
I think that was more difficult for me at that time because Bombay dominated for 40 years.
Right,
Is
right.
their method of play.
Right.
And coming out of that shelter,
Right.
or you can say umbrella, what they created among themselves, were very difficult.
Right. Right.
And rightly so, you dominated Bombay, dominated 40 years, winning Ranji Trophy. They only won because they have a method.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that method was good enough for Test cricket,
right. Right.
not for T20 or one day.
Right. Right.
So I think that our people coming from a smaller town had that ruthless approach.
Right. Right.
And biggest thing happened is it was a break between Hindi and English.
Right.
And cricket was played by only English people in India.
All urban centers, Bombay, Madras,
Yeah. Yeah.
Bangalore.
English people
Yeah,
who can
yeah.
talk. And people who come from, you can say, a suburb, they are more earthy and rude and hard. They didn't have a finesse. What English-speaking people in Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, Bangalore, they are more. But in sports, the thing was changing.
Right.
You don't have to be polite.
Right.
You don't have to be Mahatma Gandhi in cricket.
Yeah.
Even though our culture was like that, be polite.
Right.
But that change was taking place, and I think once you start achieving the cricket going into the smaller town, that's how the Indian cricket change took place. Zahir Khan coming from Aurangabad, Harbhajan coming from Jalandhar, and
Dhoni coming from
Dhoni. That's later, but before that,
before, yeah.
Srinath coming from Mysore, where nobody have come. So if you're looking that, the change was brought into that. When regional people come, their own personality come into that.
But Kapil, do you have a problem handling that? Because you said it is a Bombay-dominated thing. So when you were the 1983 World Cup captain, things were still in that kind of setup. Did you ever, as a captain, did you have a problem?
No, I always say, look, if you are not biased within your mind, there's no problem. Because I come from a place where I have no cricketer friend of mine.
Right, right, right,
So to me, everybody was just the same.
right, right,
So I understand that it took time from us to tell the Bombay cricketer there is much more than
Right.
only playing one way of playing.
right, right.
So I think once the Bombay people understood they start believing anybody, let's say it wasn't easy for them, not for me, for them, because they grown up, they seen, they taught everybody in India this is the way to play cricket.
Right.
And suddenly other people come out, or even Dhoni, Harbhajan, or Zahir Khan, or you can say Yuvraj. There is a different way of, different approach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was really made Indian cricket what we are today.
Right.
And I always say, don't forget Bombay method, because they still, their experience and understanding the game was far better than anybody else.
Right.
Even though I wouldn't say they were one of the best one-day players, but their method was very good, and they can still guide you much better.
Right. Does that stay even now? Is there a difference of probably getting selected even now in today's cricket?
I haven't gone to the dressing room for 20 years, so it's unbiased for me to say something like that. Because then whatever you write, whatever they write, whatever show in TV, I'll make opinion on that.
Right, right.
But I never goes close to them, so I can't say what is the difference. Different comes out about these young players. They are very confident.
Today's young.
A negative point is they think they know everything.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it better than that.
Yeah.
But they are confident, but they think you don't have to ask anybody.
Right.
And what we believe, the experienced person can always help you, even he didn't play that type of game.
Right. Vic, you mentioned that couple. Just a follow-up question before I get into 1983 once more. So you mentioned, I asked a simple thing, while we were sitting there. I said, I was waiting in the Bombay airport when Kapil Dev called me and said, why do you want to come all the way to Delhi? I'm coming to Bangalore. We won't expect that from a present-day cricketer. Why do you think this this attitude and arrogance shift from gentlemen like you?
Sometimes too much money comes, the arrogance comes.
Yeah.
Too much money, too soon also.
Yeah.
Some of the players.
And then arrogance comes. These cricketers, they feel we know everything. That's the difference.
Right.
I mean, I would say there's so many cricketers who need help. When Sunil Gavaskar is there, why can't you talk? What is the ego? There is no ego as such. But they feel, no, we are good enough. Maybe they are good enough, but extra help from somebody, because the person who's seen 50 seasons of cricket, he knows which side the grass grows and which side the sun come out from. And so it's always, if you want to learn, you can always, don't take from senior cricketer, but listening sometimes can change your thought process.
When do you think the shift happened, Kapil? Was it IPL or was it before IPL?
I think IPL was a big
Yeah.
impact. Look, change only come when the money also come.
Yeah.
Had they didn't have enough money, they would have sitting same way and talking to him, which we are very proud. I'm very proud they have money.
Right.
So I always feel money is very good. Money give you confidence. But I think at this stage, cricket board have a responsibility how to look after them. They come from a very humble background. Sometimes you get too much money, you get spoiled. Everybody can't handle that.
Yeah.
You need guidance. You need a cricket board today can hire people and give them the classes also.
So mentoring is important.
It's today is more important. It's
At a
not
young
I
age,
have money. I have money meaning it's okay. But I think other things are far important also to succeed in life.
So that brings us obviously talk about the cricket board, right? So we talk about BCCI. We all feel that we should, the old, the veteran cricketers, people who have values, people who know the game, should be part of the BCCI, like you or a Sunil Gavaskar thing. Do you agree with that?
Not everybody. I mean, they also, the player who has thinking, who think they can help you out, that everybody can't become a coach, everybody can't become a good teacher, even if you're a good player. So I think it's the board have to pick and choose right kind of people.
Do we have the right board now?
I don't know. When you perform as good as that, right board, nothing wrong. But right board also need to improve that. Today, if I give you the fixture, what I've seen today, India playing 11 matches and the amount of traveling they have. Who did that fixture? Committee, who was there? Who were? Now, how I can look after my team when they're playing in India? You're going Dharamshala to coming to Bangalore, Bangalore to Calcutta, Calcutta to so many places, 9 places they are playing. If calculation you do that, somebody have to sit. Okay, look here, we have to look after our player note. And somebody asked me, I said, if I were the board president or board, I would have my chartered flight throughout for my team. If I can afford, why not?
Yeah.
It's not I'm spoiling them. I want them to give best of the best performance on the field. And if I can afford to give them their doctor, their masseur, there are so many people on the plane, they can always take care. So you are not bound by commercial flight. Have to travel such and such. Whenever team think, the plane is there, sit, and you can walk in, and your doctor can take care of. These are the things what board have to do.
But I also think, like an earlier point that you said, right? A board should also consist of people to make sure that these guys are also grounded in a way, because without this men, this.
I would like to agree with you, but all 11 players are not the same mind. So
But
it
could
is.
be part of the NCA development program. You
I,
have youngsters,
that's why I
under
said
19,
ki
under 25.
they have to groom them now to be a good citizen also.
Right.
What happened? Something like Gautam Gambhir and Virat Kohli.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was painful for me.
Yeah.
My two most important people, Virat Kohli, one of the top in the world, he's member of parliament. How can they behave in a manner? But sportsmen do lose their mind.
Yeah.
It's not him. To Pele, to Don Bradman, to all people. But that's what we have to groom the next generation. Situation like that should not occur where we can say our cricketer let down.
Yeah. Couple, come to another thing. Ayaz, come in. I was telling Ayaz, when World Cup is coming up. I had an interview with Ravi Shastri 2 months ago, and we talked about, and I remember Kapil very clearly. India was touring South Africa, and we had this young pacer from Bangalore, a guy called David Johnson. So everyone was getting really excited about David Johnson, right? But Kapil said, go with experience for that tour. It's a South African tour. Go with experience. And that's exactly what happened. They played David Johnson the first match, and he was hammered. He didn't get any wickets. So leading up to this one-day international, in the World Cup, how do we go about it? There are experienced people. There are people who played IPL, people who only played the IPL. How do we go about approaching this World Cup? How would you do it?
I think it's very difficult for me to say. First, you have to pick up the team, and then you can say this one method. Don't depend on one player. That's philosophy I had. If you're playing a team game, your 1-2 players are important, but they are not the only one in this team. Everybody should be important, because if you don't believe that, the other team member don't believe that, then they feel neglected within themselves, which is where we feel sometimes you have, big player and other player overshadowed.
But I think that means you're saying that to go with more of the experience right now?
No, go with whatever team you make, but the manager and those people have to say you have to be a unit. You're not one person. One man army is not going to help you. You are the unit. You're playing 9 matches. Everybody have to do their best. Yes, in football, what we say, there are 3-4 people who make goals, maximum goals. But it's not that center never made a goal.
Right.
Or playing back, not front line, back line. They also sometimes come and make a goal. So when your opportunity comes, you should take ownership and say, we are ready. But media is wrong. They only do 2-3 players. They talk about them. They don't talk about team. Team is more important. But in our country, media will go for only star and superstar. It's from, as a sportsman, I would say, that's media have to be part of this victory if we have to win the next time. They also have to say there are other people also important. If I see that WC test match in England, if you see their bowler and our bowlers, when you see a pitch mark, we bowl more short balls than they bowl. Then what is the experience? The people who are sitting out and watching and doing it, they have to tell them. You taken a youth, somebody called Surya Kumar, no,
Mohammad Siraj.
Mohammad Siraj. It's short pitch ball is the only ball. You may pick up few wicket once, but he was coming banging. You are better bowler, pitch up, pitch up. How many LBW they got? How many LBW we got? You know that give you, when you do the research, what they are done and what we are done.
So you're saying there's more, analysis of the game, more in-depth study of the game is not being done as much like probably like England or Australia.
I mean, fine, but somebody who has the youth, sometimes youth doesn't believe is taking wicket. He like to believe to break other person's head.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's what the youth is.
Josh.
But that Josh is used on the positive side, it will be the best thing.
But that's the thing, right? So now I was asking Ravi Shastri, and Ravi said, for one-day cricket, especially, going to the World Cup, seniors are ready to be phased out. Okay. But, our immediate thing now is the World Cup. How do we go about it? Say someone like a KL Rahul. Do you play a KL Rahul or do you go with someone like a Jaiswal or a Samson or someone? But, World Cup, because you're a World Cup winning captain, so you know the pressures of a World Cup. How do you do it?
I think at that time, it's what kind of team you're making. Its combination is more important. It's not, you can say Samson or you can say K. Rahul. No. Who fits at that moment is more important. Is that because you're not going for the name, but top of that, who is in form is more important than anything.
Form is important.
Form is more important than anything.
Form and combination.
Yeah, that's why I said combination is the first thing.
Yeah.
How can a Rahul Dravid can be a wicket keeper, play for India? But at that time, that was the best combination they got.
And also, so do you need in such a pressure cooker kind of situation? Can youth also come and flourish?
Youth is the only important thing you require. The ruthless approach, youth will bring it. Mature people will not bring. Now, if I ask you, you follow cricket, you want to tell me Virat Kohli can't hit the base last test match that went Ishan Kishan. You want to tell me he's a better player than... But there you need a youth to be ruthless approach.
Carefree.
Yeah. Virat Kohli could have played same role 10 years back. Today he's much more, he will take 10 balls, he will play and then go on. But youth is that what you require. Go out, man, doesn't matter, don't bother about your wicket. But will Virat play like that? Can he play like? Yes. But can he apply himself to that situation? It's difficult. I don't know if I made
absolutely.
a point on that side.
Couple of things, sorry.
Please go ahead.
Playing at home, the World Cup, so obviously there will be humongous pressure. It's India mein match, home country. The mental aspect is, how do you see it? I mean, we haven't won an ICC tournament in 10 years.
Doesn't matter. That's not, we are still playing good.
Yeah.
Right? It's not, you can say only winning the trophy is everything, but we are coming to the final, coming to the semi-final. We are there. But the final hurdle you have to cross to win that, without any doubt. I'm not saying. But I feel more sorry for West Indies don't qualify than what you will say.
Yeah.
What you will say. Because we are Indian, we only think one side of the story. But you have to say, you have to
No,
give.
I was trying to think, do we need a sports psychologist to be with the team? Because the pressure is too much.
I think these are too much technical things are start coming. Nobody is better than your senior player if they guide you properly. Guide you properly. Why you need too many cooks spoil the broth is the case. When you have this, you listen. Whom you want to listen, captain? Whom you want to listen, manager? Whom do you want to listen? Too many people. Don't have. Have less people.
Do young fast bowlers come in contact, reach out to you, saying please help?
I think
Fair
It's-
answer, no?
a fair answer. No, they don't. Rahul said once, why can't? I said, I learned one thing from Sunil Gavaskar. You learn from senior. He said, never give advice till they need advice.
Till they ask for it.
Ask for it.
And that's something these guys don't.
That's what he
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Agar if you don't going to ask me and I go there and give them, they might not want it.
Yeah.
Like my approach is when I was playing, sometime I used to get so irritated when I used to see at lunchtime senior cricketer coming into the dressing room. And I yes, you say, आगे अभी free बात भी नहीं कर सकते, you can't. So I decided then कि when I stop playing, I will never go to the dressing room. So you have to set your own. I never gone to the dressing room after. That's not my space.
So coming to that, Hardik, everyone thought he's the next bowling all-rounder after Kapil Dev. Ravi Shastri says his body can't cope with Test cricket. Ravi Shastri told me that his body can't cope with
Why?
Test cricket. He said,
Why? I like to, even Ravi Shastri said, I respect his statement or thinking. Why?
probably he meant that, the breakdown that he has probably is action.
Nobody had more breakdown than Dennis Lilly. So I don't believe that. It's a human body can come back from any corner and come back into the top condition. If you say Hardik Pandey, who's such a great athlete, looks so good. If he have to work hard on his body, work hard.
So I think BCCI should play a role in trying to get these guys to play cricket in all formats, like a Hardik, who is so important to Indian team, to play all formats. Stop saying that, I can't play this, I can't play that.
Yeah, you can.
Kapil, one of the questions is how do your one-day record is fantastic, but you always, your Test cricket record is equally fantastic, if not more, in my opinion. Why do you think people are not giving enough, or how do you
Reduce
protect
the
Test
money.
cricket?
Reduce the money in one day in T20. Increase the money in Test match. If you ask me logically, you reduce and give them so much extra money in Test match. I want to see how many people will say no. I want to see. I like to be wrong.
Corollary question to this is diverting
Yeah.
baseball or whatever the Ashes which is being played, what is now being touted is a new way of new approach. How much what is your reading of the situation? Where is
It's
Test
fine.
cricket going?
I thought I like Australian England series. They are not ready to go for the draw.
Yes.
They're ready to go for the entertainment for the people, and that's what the responsibility these days cricketer also have, or cricket board have, or ICC have. Responsibility. You have to tell them. They're nothing, man.
Then the players will absorb it.
Obviously, you can't expect. Look, if I have to play last day and save the Test match, I will make sure approach will change. But if I have 290 or 310, my first thought should be I want to win. Last 1 hour, if not, I will try to make sure I draw.
And that's how you see the follow-on, right? The 4 sixes that you hit to save the follow-on against Edmonds. You remember that?
Hemming.
Hemmings. So, yeah.
That's okay. Those type of things happen for everybody's life, not
Right.
in mine. So I would say approach have to change today. I mean, as Don Bradman said, and I would vouch that, after you getting 30, 40, 50 runs, and any top player of the world play made in over, must be joking.
Talking about that couple, India, Pakistan, do you think it's too much drama put into it? Or did you feel pressure? Do players feel pressure? Or is it
I
just
think,
another?
what is the pressure? Pressure doesn't come when you're facing the ball. Pressure start building up. Your waiter come and give the coffee and say, Pakistan se nahi haarna. Right?
Are you friendly with any of your Javed and Imran? Are you in touch with them?
I don't meet my own team members because I'm doing my own thing.
Yes,
I
yes.
will ask you similar question. Are you in touch with all your school boys?
Not all.
Matter is over because we have drifted away our own life.
Yeah,
How can I meet Imran Khan? He's the prime minister. He's gone into the politics. So,
right. You ever spoken to him after he became the Prime Minister? No. Who?
I think
Imran.
I think he's gone a different face also. That's he chosen the line. But I like to meet him. Does a prime minister have so much free time? He has so many things. Modi, so many people studied or been spent time with Modi. Does he have so much time for everybody? No. You drifted. You're doing our own thing.
So you agree with Ashwin's thing of now we're more colleagues than friends. Your friends, people in the dressing room are always colleagues more than friends.
Yeah, over the period of time, they become friends also.
Right.
After you're spending 15 years, then anything happen, you start talking to them. They become a friend. Like I would say, Sunny was my colleague. Today he's my friend. Anything happen, I pick up the phone. Like Jimmy was my senior, Madan. But I spent 15 years with them. If something happened, first thing, my daughter getting married, my son, my grandchildren, please, if you have time. That's how the friendship comes out.
Right.
Friendship comes out is after you stop playing, still you're in touch with your colleague. That's become friendship.
Yeah.
Like I go to Bombay, do I call Sandeep Patil or Dilip to ask how you doing everything? That's become friend.
Yeah. Talk about Madan Lal. You mentioned Madan Lal. I want to ask that, catch. Madan Lal bowls and Viv Richard hits that. What? The couple was so cool, right? He caught the catch and he didn't jump up and joy. What bothered him was someone from the crowd came and scratched your back, Kapil, if you remember that. And Kapil's only thing, everyone was so pumped up and happy. Kapil was only worried about this guy who scratched his back, and if you remember that.
That event is taken place.
Yeah.
Next event, you can't live with that.
Yeah.
Like today's cricketer, sometimes I laugh also. Somebody taken a wicket, they pump so hard onto the ground, the oil will come out. Relax. I used to say, don't even throw the ball up.
Yeah.
You will dislocate
Yeah.
your shoulder.
Yeah.
You've taken the catch, you go to your team and start doing that.
Yeah.
But they are jumping and pumping. Like Siraj taken a wicket, he was doing like this. Man, your job is to take a wicket. Your job is to take a wicket. I remember one statement always I laugh and I tell. Harbhajan was bowling, me and Bishan Singh were on television. And Harbhajan taken the wicket and whole team is after him, but he was running.
Running around.
Like headless chicken, running. The whole team is running after him. So I asked Bishan Kaji, if you plan something very extraordinary thing happen, you want to be happy within.
Enjoy it, yeah.
But every time you've taken a wicket, you run and whole team is running after you. So I said, why they do cricketer? He said he can't believe he's taken the wicket. That's his sense of humor.
Yeah.
Look, your job is to get 100. Yeah. So you lift a bat and you can show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know, you got a 50, do that.
yeah.
But after you making 100 and throwing the bat and jumping like, hello man, that's why you picked in the team to get 100.
Yeah, picking the team to get 100 couple, that's fine. But get 175 against Zimbabwe in that kind of a situation. Ayaz, you were there at
I
the
was there.
match. We unfortunately didn't get to see that innings. It was that
The
that was
greatest one-day innings for me,
yeah,
ever.
yeah. And
Not just by an Indian, by any batsman, because of 9 for 4, 17 for 5.
yeah.
He's not number 1,
And I
2,
think
3,
the
4 in the batting.
second highest scorer, I think was Kirmani at 21 or something like that, right? 26 or something. Can you just tell us about that
One
experience?
question, one
I mean,
question.
if I was you, if you were at 100, when it goes 175, I think you should have just thrown your bat and walk
Why?
around.
Why?
Because it was an innings, it was a yeah, what World Cup
Man.
winning innings.
No. It is done. That was my responsibility at that time.
Yeah.
I done it. Those so many times happened with zeros also.
Yes.
But at that situation, I stood up and God was kind. I made a day for everybody. So I feel proud about that. But that doesn't mean you can, want to talk about that all the time. No.
But when you walked out 9 for 4, what was your thought? क्या सोचा?
One thing I asked, if things happen so fast, so quickly,
Yeah.
you don't get time.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't get time to think.
Couple of role for you in cricket in India because you're not just because you're a World Cup winning captain or thing, but your experience and the maturity that you bring in, especially in today's times, your humbleness, humility. Your humility in today's times is not just cricketing things, right? It's about what is cricket, the amount of knowledge you can bring to a sports
Yes,
cricketer.
don't say about humbleness. That is totally a different story.
Humility part, yeah.
Humility part is different because sometime I thought, why can't be I'm like a McEnroe?
Yeah.
You know? Why can't I be? But that is why can't McEnroe like me, a totally quiet and calm?
Right.
Why can't everybody like Sunil Gavaskar? Out, taken, quietly come back. Why everybody like Saurav Ganguly doesn't believe he's out ever? That's a people.
Yeah. But I'm going to talk about probably. Humility is one thing. I'm talking about probably the way they handle themselves. I'm thinking the cricket field is different, but off the cricket field.
That is what cricket board's job is.
So will
To not, again, if they think I'm good enough, or they think Sunil or Dilip or other people, that's their job to hire us,
Yeah.
not us to go there.
right. But will you be open if they approach you?
Look, unless I got a coffee cup there, then I can drink.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
one question I have
Yeah.
is that we've had two very prominent cricketers as BCCI chief. First was Ganguly, then now there's Roger Binny. Do you think that has made a big impact, or do you think that something it needs to become a little more robust? Would a cricketer help? Because we've had in the past board presidents who were not cricketers at all.
I think it's a good trend,
Yeah.
but I think these cricketers also understand what they have to do there. And being a president only is not important.
Yeah.
To become a president and then doing something for cricket is very important.
That answers a million questions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Sometimes you don't have to be a great administration to be only a cricketer. You are looking for a great people to come into the administration who can do the job. And I would say at least feel happy as a cricketer. A cricketer is the president of cricket board. But in our country, you need politicians, you need businessmen, and you need cricketer also. Why businessmen? To handle 50,000 crores or 100,000 crores worth business, you need business people
Right.
to understand or hire those type of people. Why you need a politician? You need politicians to make things sure the cricket will run properly. If today, let's say, I'm a cricket president or board president and one of the cricketers secretary, and there is no politician, I want to see how cricket tour will take place without being politician not involved.
Absolutely.
Or
Just
developing
sim-
infrastructure.
Yeah.
I'm just simple.
Yeah.
It will take 3 months later to pass through the sports ministry or finance ministry or something. So you do need politician also, but you need a good team. Either a politician make a team, either businessman a team make a team, or either cricketer will make a team.
Right. And Sachin, just you have any other questions? We have a couple. If you're going to tell me one last thing, couple, who is your favorite to win the World Cup?
Oh, I think very difficult. It's unfair to say that because your heart still says India has
India.
more chances, but looks like it is not so easy because you need stroke of luck, you need no injuries, you need a lot of things at that moment. I will still say first come in top four.
First,
Come in
one
top
step at a time.
Yeah, come in top four. Think for that only. Sunil Gavaskar said you can't make 100 in 2 overs. Make 20, make 30, make 50, make 70, make 80. Then, so you start winning matches slowly
Right.
and come to the semi-final. Then you need a stroke of luck also. But at semi-final, you top player get injured or main player get injured, your team is shattered. What happened to the Bumrah? We start working so much, believe so much. If he's not there, we wasted so much time on him. What happened? To
Why are
Rish-
they breaking down so often?
why? What happened to Rishabh Pant? Such a great cricketer at that point. Had he been there, our Test cricket also would have been different.
In a couple, they never had these breakdowns. Why all these?
Look, God is kind. It's not I never got injured. But I think today they are playing 10 months in a year also. Give benefit of the doubt to them also. But everybody have to look after themselves. IPL is a great thing, but IPL can spoil them also. Because little bit of injuries you will play in IPL. A little bit of injury you will not play for India. You will take a break. I'm being very open.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to
absolutely.
criticize
No,
somebody.
absolutely correct. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that. A same player, if he has small injuries, he will play IPL if it's important match. Most important because I'm giving this interview, very rare I give interview. At this stage, cricket board have to understand how much cricket they should play. That is the bottom line. If today you have resources, you have money, but you don't have 3 years calendar or 5 years calendar, something wrong with the cricket board then. I can understand 30 years back you need more money, you call West Indies, you call this. You don't need more money.
Yeah.
You need better cricket.
Absolutely.
You can kill the golden goose. No?
Yeah.
Fine, everybody want to see the bank balance of every company or any individual goes high. But not like that. I would say, if I have sitting there, I would say no. I don't want to give my cricketer more than this cricket. 3 days before you are having a test match, you're finishing IPL, it should be done at least 3 years in advance to 5 years in advance
To plan out.
to plan out. That's where I admire Australia.
They plan out, meticulously plan it out.
You do that. Today, you don't randomly suddenly say this 1 3 week is free. Okay, chalo Sri Lanka ko bula lo.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you,
Right.
not criticizing board, but I am.
Yeah.
In a sense, your planning should be a far better than anything else.
Right. So, couple, one last question. Everyone was waiting for to find the next all-rounder like Kapil Dev. Do you think we found that in Hardik Pandya, or we are still waiting?
Why you want Kapil Dev?
Because we want to win a World Cup.
No, with one Kapil Dev you can't win a World Cup. You need a team, but you always find better than me.
We still haven't found. We still haven't found.
Oh, look, we haven't found another Don Bradman. You don't look for that. At least you make a team. You find another. This young tennis player come out.
Alcaraz.
What a tennis player. So we never thought after Sunil Gavaskar anybody will come close to him. Sachin did everything with so much ease. And after Sachin, we said, will we get another? Virat Kohli is sitting there. Better average, better score, better everything, better fitness. So the next generation is always better. We have to invest and make sure we treat them properly.
I agree with what you say, Kapil, but you gave the example of Gavaskar, and I'm not saying this because I'm speaking to you. You gave the example of Gavaskar, you gave the example of Sachin coming in, you gave the example of Virat. Now, if you're looking at a fast bowling all-rounder, after you, who have we got? Probably Hardik to a certain extent, but there hasn't been someone.
Look, it's too much hard work today. You have T20, you have one day, you have test match, you have other cricket also, and you have
Other pursuits.
other commercial angles. I was avoiding to say that. So there's so many things happening. In our time was only cricket, nothing else. So look at that. We should not try to say the same thing. We will find it is not an easy job to be all-rounder. It's not an easy job to play all three type of cricket also. It's not easy. But some people can play, everybody can't play that. I thought Irfan Pathan was very close to that, but he faded out very fast. He faded out very fast. Why? Only he knows and the people who played. Same with Hardik Pandey. I like to say that he can do those things. Why we are trying to cover up? He have to work.
Yeah.
And look at today, we are not counting Jadeja or Ashwin all-rounder. What a brilliant all-rounder we got.
Absolutely, as a splitting all-rounder.
That all-rounder doesn't matter. You have a Dhoni all-rounder who have an average of 50 and what a keeper, what a captain. That's also all-rounder.
No doubt.
So why can't we say, when do we get next Dhoni?
Kapil, I must ask you this about West Indies. You played against the great West Indies team, Lloyd and Richard, and now you see them struggling to even stay afloat. How do you react to that? Because they produce all-time greats, अभी एक भी नहीं है. And do you see some kind of, is there a formula to resurrect? How does one come out of this mess?
I think they have to understand when you're given so much money to T20 in one day, they are saying Puran, well, he can't play Test cricket. I mean, he's better than everybody. There's so much.
Yeah.
There are a few other. Hitmaier. You want to tell me these boys are better? No, he had experienced everything. But cricket board, somebody, ICC or somebody have to look after. The same way ICC look after the Pakistan. Right? If you can't play in Pakistan, you play in Dubai. Try to give them cricket. I feel more sorry for Pakistan also. They are on the same track. In few years' time, if they have no local cricket, what will happen to their cricket? We lose West Indies, we start losing, Pakistan in a great extent. They still have passion for that. And West Indian is that they have to look after their cricket.
It's a very sorry state. Even South Africa is on the
Because
number of
Yeah.
players are very few.
Yeah.
So it's India, Australia, England.
The richest boards.
Richest balls in large numbers.
Yeah.
West Indies,
Yeah.
they're all going to America. Talented youngsters.
Yeah.
For
baseball or
athletics, basketball.
Now, in
basketball.
5 years' time or 7 years' time, you will take a citizenship of America to play T20 there, T10 you play there.
Yeah.
So you start feeling these type of things where ICC can play a very bigger role. It's not the similar thing, but you will get the idea about that.
Right. Right.
How come tennis people kept a grass tennis still alive? Why not hockey people kept a grass hockey alive?
Administration is
I'm not putting you make a judgment and say, tell me,
Right.
how come the hockey didn't play on the grass, which is the most important thing? Dribbling, art, where it's gone? Because you change the game. If similar thing is going on T20, so much you're given, that means test cricket you're killing it. So it's up to ICC. How come hockey was such a treat to see the dribbling art? Artistic player used to be there, India, Pakistan, Malaysia. They killed it. So don't kill test cricket. I'm looking saving the game.
Thank you, Kapil. Thanks so much.